What's going on, guys? My name's Steve. Welcome to the channel. This is SB-Gunlocker, and today we're going to talk about some differences between the SIG Legion and the Glock 43X MOS. Now, this was my reliable concealed carry for a long time, and I won this gun in a raffle at my local gun club. $1,200 gun, $500 gun. So there's some differences. When you buy a $1,200 gun, you know, you can expect it's going to come with a flared mag well. The controls are going to be really nice, and it's going to be comfortable and shoot pretty well. When you buy a $500 Glock, I mean, there's things it's not going to come with, the flared mag well. The Glock is also a reliable name. I've never had any issues with this gun, and it's worked very well for me. I actually find that it is easier to conceal this, but that could be partially because the holster that I'm running sits a little lower, and it kind of tucks it in a little nicer. However, I find that I shoot the SIG P365 Legion a little bit better. One big noticeable difference right out of the gate was the dot. Now, I have astigmatism, and I didn't think a dot was going to work for me, and I was actually pretty wrong, and now I really enjoy the dot. So I do have a Holosun 407K on this and the SIG Romeo on the Glock. I know, it's ironic. So anyway, sight picture on both is, actually I would say the SIG is a little bit more visibility, but the Holosun is a shake awake, where the SIG Romeo is, this is not. It's on for 16 hours, then it turns off and you have to turn it back on. Big difference, I never lost the dot shooting this gun, where I would actually lose the dot in the recoil, and then as it was coming back, you know, it just dropped back in. So I did find I was able to shoot this a little faster, and it could have just been me, but I am more comfortable with this. I also like the weight of this gun. I am a metal frame guy. This does come with a metal frame, and it's very, very comfortable. Another big noticeable difference. This came with two 10-round magazines, where the SIG came with two 17-round magazines, and I had purchased a 21-round magazine for this. So I now have three 21-round magazines, which are very nice, but a lot harder to conceal. I'm going to enter a little clip here of the shooting, and when we get back from that, I'll talk a little bit more. The old trusty Glock. Lost the dot twice on that, but that's 6 in the alpha.
Amen.
Alright guys, welcome back. I am not a professional shooter by any means. I shoot well enough to defend myself and my family, and I need to get out and do more. Training is very important. I would say everybody should be, you know, getting out and doing training as often as they can. And there are so many options as of now, you know, to train right in your own home, in your basement, with like the Mantis or different laser trainers. There's a bunch of them out there. And now, you know, we're also getting into some VR stuff that's out, which is pretty amazing. I do have a laser trainer system Honestly, I don't use it as much as I would like to. I find that for me, I rather spend the extra money, go out to the range, because I like the recoil. I like the, if I have a jam, it gives me a little bit more realistic scenarios. But anyway, as far as the two guns, one big thing for me is, I'm a blue collar guy. A $1,200 concealed carry gun is not something that really I would say I'm just going to go out and buy, simply because of the price tag. With that being said, this gun I've probably now have close to $800 into it, with the Safari threaded barrel, the dot, the magwell, the grip, the light, holster, and Palmetto State actually makes a really good 15-round magazine. I did not have to change the mag release with these, which I liked a lot, because New Jersey, you are limited to a 10-round capacity. So, if I am traveling through New Jersey, I can put my 10-round mags, and I'm good to go, completely compliant and legal. Where the 365 I cannot take. So there's also, that factor of, is it going to be legal everywhere you're at? Plays a big part. Other than that, I mean, both guns shot really nice. It's not truthfully a ported barrel. It's like a ported slide. The barrel, you can see there's no barrel until about an inch, and that's where those serration or those cuts are actually placed in there. The trigger on this is really nice. You get it's like a 90-degree, see if I can break on there, and then the reset, I mean, there's a little bit of travel. Well, I'm sorry. The reset, a little bit of travel, versus the trigger in here. And again, stock trigger, I just changed the shoe. Still about a 90-degree break. And then the reset, a little bit more travel. This gun I did find to be a little bit more snappy. Now that I have the Safari barrel, maybe I could put a comp on there. I got this primarily because I enjoy shooting suppressed. So I will put the suppressor on here, and it works really well. If I take the light off, I have one of those minimalist holsters. It just kind of snaps in here, and that works really nice as well. So, final thoughts. For $1,200, I can think of plenty of other firearms that I would buy, most of which would be in a long gun configuration. But there are a lot of full-size guns out there as well, handguns, that I would also consider. As a concealed carry everyday gun, this to me has a job and a purpose. And that is when I'm out and about and I need to defend myself in a real world scenario, right? Typically what's going to happen if this were ever used is the police are going to be involved. The gun is likely going to wind up in an evidence, locker, basically. And then there's going to be a court case and a hearing and yada yada, depending on different states and procedures. And then, I might get the gun back eventually, but for that duration, I don't have it. So, it's $1,200, something that I want to spend. And then if I ever have to use it, I don't have it. And now if it's my only gun, I have to go get another one. Or I have to wait, until everything's cleared and processed and yada yada. And it's just something that I don't think a lot of people actually consider. So for me, something like the Glock 43, the 43X, if I had to lose this because I had to use it, it's not going to be the end of the world. you know, I could pick another one up relatively inexpensive. So, I mean, it's half the price of this. And with the dot on there, you know, this is $1,400. These magazines are typically like $65 a piece. So it can add up very, very quick. Now, I personally, I like SIG. I think they make a great product. I also like Glock. With that being said, this is also my only SIG and my only Glock. I do have a number of other, you know, firearms. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I gave you some good information. Stay tuned, because we have a lot of cool things that are going to be coming out. I bought a whole ton. I mean, there's packages galore of different body armors. I'm going to be doing a test. I will let you know. They all came from Temu, which I was not thrilled about using, but for the sake of you guys, I wanted to buy a bunch of products, and there have been some other videos, so I wanted to buy products that kind of did well in all of the videos and then test them kind of across the board. So that is going to be coming. I'm sure you guys have also seen my monstrous GAT 15. We will get into that on another video as well. That's coming. And I also want to do some type of giveaway here in the near future. I did talk to the owner of GAT 15, and we are working on a logistic way that we can give one of those away. The only problem that I could potentially see is they are not legal across the country. There are some states that they're not legal in, and I don't know if I would have to offer like a secondary prize or what. So I will do that research. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. That's going to, you know, defeat the algorithm out there. It's going to keep 2A videos coming through for you guys. Subscribe to the channel. That's going to tell me that you guys enjoyed it, and that's going to tell me to keep on working on videos for you. And then share the video. That's going to get it out there so more people can see it, and it's also going to keep me able to make some more videos for you guys. And also, when I drop new videos and new stuff, you'll be able to see it. I'm currently working on my website, which is SB-Gunlocker.com. That's going to have different links to different tactical gear, stuff like that, right on the website, so you guys can go there, get that stuff. And eventually I'll have like hats and t-shirts and all that stuff as well on the website. It's just a process. I am not a tech guy by any means. You know, I work with my hands. I enjoy my firearms, but I cannot figure out computers, and even these videos are taking me a while to edit and get produced. So bear with that. My intention is to get at least one video out per week. It's not been going that well, so it's more like one a month at the moment. Or one every other week. I think there's actually only one little one that I got out, which was pretty cringy, but they will get better, so stay tuned. Looks like my son is waking up, so I am going to go get into dad mode, and see you guys on the next one. I appreciate you.